Hello everybody, welcome back to the Midlands Outdoors, exploring the Black Country here, just on the South Staffordshire Railway that runs all the way down there, which is one I'm going to be covering very soon, hopefully. And it is an interesting one just by Himley where we're heading to, because this actually used to serve Baggeridge Colliery all the way down there on that section many years ago. It used to be a mineral line from there, and that goes all the way up to the Fens Pools up in Brawley Hill if you keep going that way. I've done it before, come past on bike, and then I wasn't going to go further, but I decided to come off. But that way, stay tuned, I'm definitely going to get up to that one. Let's go and head to Himley. Going to go just by the gates, and we'll go and see what it's all about. So here we are, we're at Himley now, just coming towards the west gate at the moment. And you can just see when you walk to Himley, just through these gates, I mean how old some of the buildings are. Look at the architecture of that. It's got the front of an architecture of a hall, look. It's quite cool seeing that. And here's the gates going right the way in. Goes very far down there towards the back. And it is one of my favourite places, this is, around here. A nice black country area. Look how big the land is, and you've got Baggeridge what sits right away back down onto there. A very big land, Himley. Let's go and take a look at the first part, which is the pools down onto here, which is just further out the back. So here we are, here's the beginning of the pools on Himley. Look how big the pool is, stretching all the way from this corner, look, onto here. Got like a thatched shed thing there. Runs all the way through. How clear the water is there when you look all the way through there. You can imagine there is some really big fish in the water. You do get quite a lot of wildlife on Himley, and in the summer it is really great to come down here to check it out. Let's go and see what it's like further down. So as you can just see on here, there is quite a lot of wildlife. We've got your Northern mallards, got a coot. There's a few coots actually fighting down there. I'm actually fighting. Look how much wildlife. You do get quite a lot. You get swans. I bet the swans in somewhere towards the back. Look at the coots. Nice morning though, to say. It's like very cloudy. It was very windy when I first ever come out this morning, but it's looking very great today. I mean, that's what I love about the Black Country, having things like this what you can visit. It is a really nice place. One more look around just to show you, but when we get to the hall is quite interesting. There's a lot of history behind it. Really beautiful in the morning just to come and visit like now. So just coming to the side to where the pool is, there is like an overflow system. I'll go and show you that in a minute. You can walk right the way through it. But looking right the way here, look how beautiful the sight of that is, where the sun's starting to come up. You've got the reflection on the water. Got some more coots just joined by the side of it, and another like overflow system where the water goes down. This is more the modern one. That was the old one, but it's still there just in case. But wow. I'm going to stand here for hours looking at this place. It's bigger than what I thought it would be. Big pool, really fantastic for your wildlife. But just behind me is that overflow system. Let's go and take a walk down. So I think there's like little tunnels down here, but I run straight to the overflow passage. Yeah, here they are. It says danger, height restriction ahead. Right, it's going to go right the way through one. They do get really narrow as you get all the way through it. But you can literally hear your voice when you go through echoes. Hello. Really cool that is. It does get really dark, so I really can't see much at the moment. All I can see is just that light at the back, so I need to be a bit careful on my head. So as you can just see, coming right the way out, look how short that is. So I just had to duck all the way down, go through there, because just where the other end it goes up in like a slope up there. But this bit's quite cool. I know going back a while ago, there used to be some really awesome graffiti on here, but now it's all changed now. There used to be some nice like pictures on the walls. Don't know how many people will remember it, but somebody's painted all back over it once more. But it is a nice little like place this. You can sit down here. I'm going to sit down, tell you a bit of history about Himley, and then we'll go all the way back round up to where the house is. But I've got some more things to show you, even the cave if I can try and spot it. So basically a bit of history here. It says Himley Hall was a moated manor. There was a moat on there. If I can show you where the moat used to be, I get round, I will show it you. Which stood next to the medieval church and village. For over centuries it served as a home to the Lord of Dudley and their knights. Occupants during this period included Dudley, whose 17th century experiments in smelting iron ore with coal were carried out nearby. In 1645, King Charles I encamped in the grounds on his way to defeat the Battle of Naseby during the English Civil War. Interesting that one is. So basically in 1740, John Ward became the 6th Lord Ward and inherited the Himley estates. At the same time he was elected as an MP, and his new high status position called for a more impressive home. The old manor house was demolished and replaced, built in the classical Palladian style. On its completion, it was immediately extended and additional wings were added. So you can just see how far it really does date back and the changing of the landscape. So in 1774, John Ward died and was succeeded by his son John. He brought in Lancelot compatibility Brown to redesign the parkland. This included the creation of the Great Lake, a new carriage approach to the hall from the Dudley Road, and planting of scattered clumps of trees throughout the estate. Archaeological evidence suggests that Henry Holland, compatibility's son-in-law, an accomplished architect, also came to Himley and made further additions and alterations to the house at the time. So you just see even more history there based around Himley. But it says there, John died without an heir in 1788, and so his title passed on to his brother, William Ward, who became 3rd Viscount. Some said he had a likeness for port and fiddling, but he was known locally as the poor man's friend, as he supported several local charities. A great music lover, he installed an organ at Himley by John Avery, a skilled organ builder who had worked on the organs at Westminster Abbey and Winchester Cathedral. He was also a patron of the Birmingham Music Festival. Picture on now for you so you can just see that, and also you can just see the Himley estate right the way at the back. So there was quite a lot of changes to it. In 1860 the title Earl of Dudley was recreated, given by the 11th Lord Ward, who by 1838 had purchased Whitley Court in Worcestershire, which became the principal family home. Himley became the home of Lord Ward's mother, Dowager Lady Ward, and his sister, the Hon Rachel Ward. So there you go. So there's quite a lot of information there. It is interesting to read much about Himley estate. There's more behind it. There's so much history, and seeing the information about the house, how it all changed. You had a moat. I will go and see if we can find the moat a bit later, but the weather's starting to go a bit over now. It's going very cloudy, look. So we'll get round to the other parts now and go and check the rest of it out. Isn't it lovely to see how much land I've got? Just imagine a deer park on here. Could be many years ago they had deers. That's probably why the land is so big. Most estates have deer parks, like, you know, Himley, or they've got a deer park. But it's just an amazing place just to see how far it really does stretch back. Big land over there. Most of it is just unused. You can see it goes up in a hill right the way at the back. But where we're joining to should be leading us up. There should be like a little like bridge at the back, if I can try and show it you. Really old. But I was right, most of the wildlife is at the back of the pool today. You can just see the swans just right away in the trees, just into there. And got quite a lot of other wildlife just here. So there's the swan. I'm about to hear any wildlife there. Got some mallards, Canadian geese coming. Here's the swan, guys. That's right here. There he is, there's the swan. Always on Himley. I love the swans, are they? Them beautiful birds. But look how shallow it goes right the way here. It goes shallow all the way around, look. Makes me laugh, it says danger deep water, but it's only really shallow. So I'm guessing at a certain time of year when it does sort of like pick up and flood, it gets much more deeper here. Look at the swan, it's probably waiting for food. Lovely birds, love my wildlife. But let's go and journey on. It's only around the corner what I want to show you, so let's go and see if we can find it. So here we are, I'm just coming through the gates. It's just right out there where the little bridge is. Got these Canadian geese on the field. Look at that. I did know as well they've got a load of boats at the back, so I'm guessing they use the boats on here sometimes, because it is a big massive like lake. I can imagine this place is really old because the trees, most of these are old in front of what I'm coming to. Like I said at the start with the history, how far it dated back. Imagine when this was even planted. Look at this tree. Now that is definitely really old, that one. Look at that. And the trunk of it as well. There's actually not just one but three of them. There's actually loads back up to there. I'm thinking it's this way. Let's go and take a route down onto here. It's amazing, trees do tell a story how old a place is. That's why I do love looking at them sometimes when I'm going to a certain place. So here we are. Here's one feature for the park itself, and this is a nice one. Look at this, and it is overlooking the hall right the way through the gap there. Look how beautiful that is. You've got the Himley Hall, and then you've got the bridge here. Look at the architecture of that. It's a really great design. But look at the way the bridge is designed. That is amazing. It's got the cast-lighted thing right away at the top, and the arch. Look at that arch. I mean, that is something what you get in the church. Most churches when you go in have an arch like that what goes all the way down. That's a really cool design, and you just there, those things what I put on, those are really old. But what was actually through here many years ago, was it just a path? Could there have been water flowing through here? But look at these. So I'm guessing it might be parts of an old gate, so it could be a path if there was a gate here. Look how old that is. It's crazy. And the wall, how that's all made of like sandstone. One more look from this side so you can just see it. But that is really cool, seeing the views of the park itself, the big house. You can definitely tell I haven't been here for quite a long time. This actually used to be a path. It's just completely overtaken by bramble. But look how big it is when you get to the middle here. Really massive open land by the hall. I will show you a bit better from this angle. But look at that. Absolutely massive. This is the perfect place to bring your dogs. Imagine how much land your dog could just have a run around. One of the biggest parks that I know within the Black Country with open land like this is Himley. But it's just a really beautiful sight. Having the hall, what you can see of it. I mean, that hall, the hall is so old. I could just look at it from now. I think it does need a few repairs to the brickwork on it. Most halls fall into a dilapidated state, and then they have to have major repairs. I've seen a few restoration programs on the internet, and those are really quite interesting. But look at the view of that. That is just absolutely awesome. So if many of you are wondering where was the moat to Himley Hall, and the moat was actually just right the way there. You can just see, even from here, there's like a few brick walls leading all the way down. That's where the moat would have been many years ago. And it's interesting to see how Himley Hall had a moat, because most old castles, and you know, back in the old days when there was pretty much walls on, just wanted to prevent people from getting to the castle, they'll place a moat all the way around it. Many of you might know about moats, and in schools today much of the children learn about castles and moats, and that's actually what that was. They put it all around there. I think it was just for an architectural feature for the place, but seeing the Palladian style of the building from here, that is really cool. I just love halls, and there's many halls across the UK what you can visit. National Trust has a wide range of halls what you can go and check out. But that hall there, I would love to see what's inside. It does remind me a bit when you look at the front of it, just there, where it's got like that triangle at the top of Hagley Hall. Hagley Hall's a nice place. You can go in there. It's only £10 to actually go and visit it. But looking very closely, you can just see the moat. Let's go and show it you. But the moat is just right the way there in the dip. And this is actually the great evidence of where it actually used to be. And that's why this actually went down on a slope, down onto here. You see, if I just go down, you will see what I mean. So right the way there, that's actually where the moat was actually situated, onto the corner here. Very old brick wall, once more. But just imagine all the water running all the way around in a square, protecting it from the hall itself. Really cool to see how this place has got a moat, what remains of it. Right, let's go and have a walk this way. Go and check out this part. Wow, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at this tree. And I know at a certain time of year when it's got all the leaves on, this once more is really old, beautiful. Look at that. And it's nice how it's got all the leaves scattered, giving that autumn effect. You can imagine that's old. Imagine when this was even planted. And what I'm interested in is the writing on the tree, because sometimes you do get dates onto here. You can just see many people have been carved names onto the tree. There's no dates though, but it's just initials. Just imagine how old probably some of these initials even are. No, look, quite a lot of it. That's an old one. You tell how old it is because it's sort of fading back out. One there. There's a few down. There's a few old ones just at the base of the tree down the bottom. Wow, that is old, that tree. Yeah, what a nice feature for the park itself. I'm going to come all the way around now, just onto here. But you can see we're coming to the back end of the hall. This is actually the main gardens now in the back here for it. A lot of old sheds. I think they're going to be restoring much of this bit here, because I know last time I come there was a lot of like gravel and stuff piled in humps, and it's all been flattened now. And I think, don't know what that is, but I know I'm going to restore that to something. So I'm going to do a bit of improvements around the hall estate itself. But just right the way here, look at the view of the hall from this corner. Absolutely beautiful architecture, seeing that. Look at that. Really beautiful. But just imagine for one moment, generations and generations of families living in that hall. Just imagine what it was like back in the days when it was built. It's crazy that halls hold much history to an area, like a church. Absolutely wonderful just to see it. So really cool seeing the hall itself, but where we're going now is to show you that cave. Let's hope we can get to it. If I remember where it is by thinking side of the wall somewhere, I know there was a path that led right the way up to it. And it is really hidden. Not many people know about these caves here. Many people might know about them, but some people don't. Because I can imagine there would have been caves there. There's a lot of sandstone in the wall. But the one what I want to look at is somewhere right the way up there. And it is a bigger steep, it's a steep drop somewhere. And it's hidden right the way between the gaps. There used to be some cave features there. They've got filled in, so them would have gone right the way in once more. Filled in many years ago. You can just see there was a bit of brickwork covering it. Imagine those led all the way in, just right there. But listen to the wildlife. There's so much wildlife on this section. Really beautiful morning. That's what I love about this place, heading to Baggeridge. That this is what you've got. It's just absolutely full of wildlife. There it is, there's the cave. So if many of you do want to try and find this, you've got to try and get up there. And it is quite dangerous and quite steep up. So we'll see if we can try and get to it, if I remember how to get up to the top of it. I mean, when you look at it, it's mad to think that there's actually things like this on Himley Hall. You wouldn't really expect it. But look at this when it goes all the way through. This is what I wanted to come and see, the old caves to Himley. Look at that. The way it's been cut out, I'm really old. And it just goes all the way through, look. Look at this. Old sandstone. Wow. The way the roof's been cut out there. Amazing. I mean, just looking back, look at the hole. And I know there is actually stuff like this down in Stourport. There's a lot of caves down by the River Severn on a walk. Tons of them. You can actually get in and have a look at them. But they're bigger than this. But this is kind of a nice one for him there. So definitely come and check this out. It's definitely worth coming to check out the cave. Look at the view of that. Really old. It's amazing the way they've even cut this, to be fair. You see it's all patterned on the top of the ceiling. They've had to make it out, it's quite dark. But right the way there, look there, you see the patterns, like it's all rigid, where they've cut it. Wow. So that's the cave, guys, for Himley. But yeah, I don't think there's any more. I don't think there is. So have a roll round, because you can't really see from that way. Don't know if there's any more. Don't think there is. No, that is the only one. But what's cool, you can see here sandstone steps leading right the way up. Go and see what's up here. So you can just see it goes from pool to a very big waterfall, then to another pool, then to the main pool. Sort of how like the Lisos runs, it's very similar. So there must be a source somewhere going all the way around the back what leads into here. But look at this. All that water that runs down there, look. That's really cool seeing that. So once more you can just see some more interesting architectural features for Himley. There's a big mews right at the back. Look at that mews in the distance. So right, I think that's about it for Himley Hall. I'm going to head to Baggeridge now. But thank you very much for watching this video. It's been a really interesting one. I've really enjoyed having a walk up to Himley Hall, checking out the big park, the pools, round by the back of the hall, and once more the cave, what's hidden right well up here. So definitely come and check that out. It's definitely worth it. But I think where we're heading now is this way. It should take us all the way to Baggeridge Country Park. It's another place that I've always wanted to go to. But one more time, look at the feature, that's absolutely beautiful.